Hi, I've been wanting to make a video of me making mozzarella cheese for a long time, so I'm finally going to do it. I don't have a whole gallon of milk, so I'm really going to alter the recipe here, but let me show you what you need to make mozzarella cheese. If you love it as much as I do, you might find this fun. Okay, you need a pot and some milk, and it really matters what kind of milk you get, because if it's ultra pasteurized, it will not turn to mozzarella cheese. So try to get some like local dairy. I don't know if this is going to work actually. I've never used Anderson, but we'll see. And then you need a couple of ingredients that you can't get at the grocery store. You have to get them special, probably on the internet. I went to a store. You need citric acid. Um, and I got it at a brewing store, so it's like it says citric acid for wine making. You need cheese salt. Cheese salt's really just non-iodized salt, but if you get good cheese salt, it's also like really flaky, so it doesn't have to dissolve. Okay, so in addition to those two items, cheese salt and citric acid, and milk, you'll need some rennet. And I use vegetable rennet, which again, you'll probably need to order. So another thing you can use is lipase for flavor, but I'm not going to use that today. I just want to try to get this to work. So, big important thing you need is a thermometer, because you need to know when to do what. Okay, so I'm going to pour the milk in, and I'm going to get it up to, I think about 60 degrees or something like that. And I'm going to put in the citric acid, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, I checked my recipes, and I have two very different recipes, one that doesn't work at all, so I'm using the one that works. And so I want to go back and say, really what you want to do is add your citric acid at first. If you use a gallon of milk, you're going to use a teaspoon and a half of citric acid. And you pour it in right at the beginning, and you stir it up really well. And then you heat your milk to 90 degrees. So that's what I'm doing right now. Got my milk, which is going to start to curdle from the citric acid. Anyway, and then I'm heating it up. And when it gets to 90 degrees, I'm going to take it off the heat. And I'm going to add my rennet, which this really might not work because you have to use water that's not fluorinated. And my filter is out on my refrigerator, so I don't know if this cheese is going to come together at all. But it might. So anyway, so when it gets to be the right temperature, I will add the rennet, and I will let it sit for 5 minutes, and then I'll show you what happens. Okay, I have now added the rennet. So I'm going to let it sit for 5 minutes, and then I'll show you what's happened, hopefully. Okay, what we have now after letting it sit for 5 minutes is a really solid substance in here. And what I'm going to do, try not to drop my computer, is I'm going to cut it. It's actually very soft. Probably too soft now that I think about it. I don't know if this is going to actually work. But I'm going to try. So now that I've cut it, I'm going to go ahead and heat it up to about 105 degrees, or maybe more, and see what happens. And basically, this is when you really have your cheese. And you're heating it up to the right temperature to where it's like very shiny and solid. And I will show you what I'm going to do next, which is I'm going to take the curds out. That's in there is curds, and I'm going to heat them some more in the microwave. And at some point, if I have success, I'm going to stretch them, and then I'll have mozzarella. Okay, now you're going to see that the curds are really, really separating from the whey here. Can you see that? And so it looks like it's going to work, and I'm going to go ahead and try and scoop them out. So let's see what happens. Got a bowl. Got a thing. This is actually not a good thing. I would recommend using something else. I just have never got around to getting it. looks pretty good, kind of shiny, not great, but potentially could work. One thing I've noticed every time I make mozzarella is it's too hard for what I'm trying to do, so I'm going to try not to mess with these as much, because one of the things you do with this is you knead it, but I'm going to try not to knead it very much. I'm going to try to just heat it, strain it, let it kind of fold over itself, and it's almost mozzarella right now. We just got to get the whey out of there, and then stretch it. Again, this is not a good strainer, as you can see. It kind of barely strains anything. So if you can get one with much bigger holes, that's what you want. You know, people say that making mozzarella is very easy. I would say, not really. But if you get the hang of it, then I think it could be easy. And I mean, this is only like the fourth or fifth time I've made it, maybe the third time. I don't know. Anyway, I haven't made it very often. I don't have the hang of anything. And you want to get the nice flavor. So for me, it's like there's no point in making it if it's going to turn out the way I've had it turn out when I've had it work out, which tastes great. It just tastes exactly like a ball of store-bought mozzarella. I'm like, no, I want something special if I'm going to go to the trouble to make it instead of buy it for, $2. Okay, before I put this in the microwave, I want to show you that hopefully we're going to have cheese here. I'm going to drain it just a little bit more, get the whey out of there. And now I'm going to put it in the microwave for a minute, and then I'll drain off some more whey, and then we'll be pretty close to having cheese. So I microwaved this for 1 minute, and it's kind of small, but that's what, it's only a half gallon, and it's getting there. I'm going to microwave it again for a half minute, and I'm going to get more of the whey out, and then I'm going to probably go ahead and add the salt and try to stretch it. Okay, got mozzarella here. I'm working it with spoons because it is so hot I cannot touch it. Basically, after I microwaved it once, I sprinkled in a little bit of cheese salt, maybe like a half or quarter teaspoon, and I started kind of mushing it together. Then I microwaved it again, and then I microwaved it a third time, and this is it. It is really, really hot. So, but it should stretch. I may need to actually heat it some more. But yeah, I probably need to heat it some more because it's not really stretching. But the other thing you can do is say, okay, it's done, and you can get it rolling in a good ball, and then you can put it in some ice water, or just eat it, or put it in the fridge. And that's it. And half gallon makes a little ball like this, so a gallon makes quite a big, about a pound, I would say. Maybe it's gonna stretch. Oh, it's so hot. Anyway, so you see how it's done, and I think you see the website that you should go to for more instructions at cheesemaking.com. Okay, so there you go. Go.
This is really good, man.